Now, to all my Muslim friends out there, is this true?
Arabic and Hebrew are sister languages. We say salam, they say shalom. We say ahad, they say ikhad. We say yawm al-jum'ah, they say yawm. It's the same language, different dialect. In the fundamental, no difference. 100% the same. In the fundamental.
If that is true, and across the three Semitic languages, Aramaic, Hebrew, and Arabic, at the fundamentals, if the languages are the same but different dialects, let's talk about the title God, or the word used for the title God. When it comes to Aramaic, Hebrew, and Arabic, there's the long form, the mid form, and a short form of the word. Now, in Aramaic is Eloi. In Hebrew is Elohim. Then there's the mid form. In Aramaic is Elah. In the Hebrews, they say Elah, and Arabic says Allah. We see the same similar word used across the mid form of the word.
In the fundamental, no difference. 100% the same. In the fundamental.
But let's talk about the short form of the word. In Aramaic is El, in Hebrew is El, and in Arabic is Al, or it should be Al.
We say yawm al-jum'ah, they say yawm. It's the same language, different dialect. In the fundamental, no difference.
Upon closer examination, we see that when the short form of the word is attached to a name, that short form still means the title God. We see that in the name Daniel, or Daniel, judgment of God, Samuel, heard of God, Emmanuel, with us God, or God with us, Israel, one who prevails with God, Bethel, the house of God. I'll also throw in there Michael, one like God. Now, we see a similar thing when it comes to Arabic, Quran.com. I know you say Sunnah and Ayah, but we're going to go to chapter 53, verse 19. And it says this. This is, and from Islamic sources, this is when the Prophet Muhammad made a proclamation that it was okay to worship and celebrate other gods. He then reversed that proclamation, but when he said that, there was joy between the followers of Muhammad and the Quraysh tribe. And it says here, have you then considered Al-Lat and Al-Uzza, two idols or gods of the pagan Arabs? The next verse talks about the third one, and Manat, another idol or pagan god of the pagan Arabs, the other third. So we see across the three Semitic languages that the languages are pretty much the same.
We say yawm al-jum'ah, they say yawm. It's the same language, different dialect. In the fundamental, no difference. 100% the same. In the fundamental.
When the short form of the word, or used for the title God, is attached to the name, when a short form is attached to a name, it means God. So we read from Sunnah 53, Ayah 19, where it's talked about Al-Lat and Al-Uzza, or God-Lat and God-Uzza. Now, there are some people out there that will say, no, Al means the. Well, we find that when we look at the 99 names of Allah. Now, I've only listed a few, but when we read the description of the names, we understand that these are not actual names. These are titles. When you talk about the Almighty, the Compeller, the Restorer, the Supreme, the Majestic, the Creator, the Maker, the Originator, the Fashioner. Al, the words used to describe these descriptions, are actual titles and not names. Al-Za'il, Al-Jabbar, Al-Mutakabir, right? These are titles. So when we see that Al is linked to a description, it actually means the. But when the short form of the word is linked to a name, it means the title God.
100% the same. In the fundamental.
Now, since across the languages, the fundamentals are the same, let's look at the fundamentals. Let's look at something that all three languages have in common: Arabic, Hebrew, and Aramaic. One of the things, among a few things that they have in common, is they all believe in the prophet Moses. Now, in Arabic, his name is Musa, but they all believe in the prophet Moses. Now, when Moses was instructed to go and deliver the children of Israel from the Egyptian pharaohs, we read this in Exodus, one of the books of Moses, the Torah. In the book of Exodus, it says, chapter 3, verse 13, And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? The prophet Moses, or Musa, is asking God. He's asking Allah, when he goes to the children of Israel and say unto them, the the Allah of your fathers hath sent me unto you. They shall say unto me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? Verse 14. And Allah said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, who said? Allah said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. Do you know what I am translates as? I am translates to Yahweh. Allah told Moses what his name was. And he said that his name was Yahweh. So when it comes to the name of God, no longer talking about a title, we're talking about the name of God. According to the prophet Musa, according to the prophet Moses, in Exodus chapter 3 in the Torah, according to Aramaic and Hebrew, the name of God is Yahweh. The name of Allah is Yahweh. However,
we say salam, they say shalom. We say ahad, they say ikhad. We say yawmul juma, they say yawm. It's the same language, different dialect.
Yahweh. However, when you ask a Muslim, when you ask someone in Arabic, what is the name of your God? They will say Allah. Now, the question is, are they referring to the title or are they referring to the name? Because remember, when it comes to the title, if all is connected to a name, all means God, then a name, right? They're saying is their name is Allah, God, La. They're not talking about the title. See, what is the name? Title is Allah, God. Allah, title, God. But we ask, what is the name? And they say, Allah. I want us to consider something here. When Muhammad was born, he was born in a tribe called the Quraysh tribe. The Quraysh tribe during that time, this is pre-Islam, the Quraysh tribe during that time had about 360 gods or idols at the Kaaba, which pretty much represented one different god every year. And the most prominent god, the most prominent idols were placed inside the Kaaba. Now, to the Quraysh tribe, they had a god called Hubal. Hubal had 3 daughters, Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and Manat. You recall, those are the 3 names that are mentioned in the Quran, chapter 53, verse 19 and 20. But their father was called Hubal. However, Hubal was the Allah of the Quraysh tribe. It was the most mightiest idol of the Quraysh tribe. There is no Allah above Hubal for the Quraysh tribe. This is the God that Muhammad grew up with. This is the God that the Quraysh tribe held to the highest esteem above all the other gods. When you look up an image of Hubal with the Quraysh tribe, this is an image that you will see. This is a stone artifact representing the pre-Islamic god Hubal, who was also known as the god of the moon or the moon god. Above his head is the crescent moon. And inside the crescent moon is what's known as the Star of Baal. Baal is another word for Satan. So here we see Hubal, who has the power, his symbol of power is the crescent moon with the star in it, the star of the god Baal. Am I saying that Muslims worship the moon? I am absolutely not saying that Muslims worship the moon. Let me explain. Let's take the Greek god Thor, right? There are people that worship the Greek god Thor. But what they don't worship is Thor's hammer. Thor's hammer is just a symbol of Thor's power. It's a symbol of Thor. When they see the hammer, it connects them to Thor, but they don't worship the hammer. They worship Thor. Likewise, the Quraysh tribe, they don't worship the crescent moon and the star. The crescent moon and the star is just a symbol of Hubal's power. Now, here's something I found interesting. If you turn the image of Hubal to the side, you don't see Hubal, you see a symbol of his power. Now, if you turn that same image of Hubal at an angle, what you see on the mosque is not Hubal, but you see an image of his power, the symbol of his power. Again, turn it on the side, and in the publications and in the flags, you don't see Hubal, you see the symbol of his power. Now, when it comes to this symbol, many people say that it originated with the Ottoman Empire, but the truth is it goes back way further than that. It goes back to Muhammad's childhood. Now, this image, this crescent moon and star gives homage to Hubal, who was the Allah, the God of the Quraysh tribe. So they say, what is his name? It says Allah. When we talk about a name, Al attached to a name means God. If the languages are the same,
Arabic and Hebrew are sister languages. We say salam, they say shalom. We say ahad, they say ikhad. We say yawm al-jum'ah, they say yawm. It's the same language, different dialect. In the fundamental, no difference. 100% the same. In the fundamental.
Al attached to a name, Al means God. So we're talking about God, La. Thing is, with the Quraysh tribe, Hubal was known as the moon god. This is the god of the prophet's upbringing, the prophet's childhood. It seems to me like Muhammad kept his childhood god and brought it into Islam. Removing the image of Hubal, the shape of a man, removing that, but keeping the symbol of his power, the crescent moon and star. In the Kaaba, during that time, there were over 360 idol gods. The best and highest of the gods was kept inside the Kaaba. Hubal and his daughters, Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and Manat, were the ones that were kept inside. If you go and Google the daughters of Allah and go to images, this is what you will see. You will see images of Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and Manat. These are the daughters of Allah. Now, consider what Islam says about Allah. What do they say? They say that Allah does not have a son. This is true because Allah has 3 daughters. What else do they say? They say Allah is the name of the God of Islam. This is true. Al means God, and La, who is La? Al, if you talk about a name, remember the short form of the word, when attached to a name, Al means God. So
in the fundamental, no difference. 100% the same. In the fundamental.
So God, La. Who is La? That's one of the questions. Then we have Muhammad's Allah, which is, again, Al attached to a name is the title. His Allah, his name is Hubal. This is the Allah of his childhood. And we see the stone artifact of the symbol of the Allah, the God of the Quraysh tribe, which is Hubal. When it comes to other religions, we can talk about Buddhism. Buddhism, we see that they have the Dharma wheel on many of their temples. Next, we have the Shinto religion. The Shinto religion, they have this torii gate at the beginning of all of their sacred grounds. Let's look at the Star of David. When it comes to Judaism, many, not all, but many of their temples, their buildings of worship include somewhere this Star of David. And of course, we see the cross, which is the symbol of Jesus. It represents Jesus in Christianity. So when it comes to Islam, we see the symbol of their God, the crescent moon, which is seen at the top of many of the mosques. Now, again, when it comes to a name, when El or Il or Al is attached to a name, El, Il, and Al is the title God. We see Samuel, heard of God, Micah, one like God, Beth, house of God, Al-Lat, god or goddess of goddesses. She was the highest ranking of them all. Al-Uzza, god or goddess of might. We see that. And then we also have, last but not least, Allah. If that's the name, remember, if it's a name and all is attached to a name, all means God.
We say salam, they say shalom. We say ahad, they say ikhad. We say yawm al-jum'ah, they say yawm. It's the same language, different dialect.
All is attached to a name, all means God. God, La. When Allah, or Allah told Moses that his name is I am, and I am translates as Yahweh, why doesn't Arabics or Muslims respond with Yahweh when asked, what is the name of your God?
In the fundamental, no difference. 100% the same. In the fundamental.
Why don't they say what Moses said or Musa said? And another question is, who is La?
Like you, like you.
Allah, you say to me it's a name, so it's not the word mean God. So now Allah as a name, what the name mean? You do not know. You know why? Because you stole the name from others. In fact, the name of your God is not Allah. What is the first? Do you know Al-Fatiha?
Like you, like you have a name Christian Prince. God have a name Allah.
All right.
It's the same.
No,
like
no
my name
problem.
Clash.
But you don't.
Like
But you don't know what the
name?
name. If we as Arab, I am an Arab. You are not. If you do not know what the word mean, that means obviously this is a foreign word. So if this is not an Arabic word, that explains why we do not know what it does mean, because simply is not an Arabic word. That's why none of the Muslim knows what the word Allah mean. In fact, the word Allah never exists in the Quran. Where we can find Allah? Nowhere. This is not one word. Al-lah. Al is an Aramaic word, mean God. It's an Hebrew word too. God, lah. Your God. This is why in verse number 2, chapter 1, it says, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Here you see the word Allah look different from the second word. Why? Because it's not the same. Here it is Allah. Here two la. Li la. Li in Arabic mean two. La is the name of your God. So Alhamdu, thanks, praise. Two, this is the first li. La, the name of your God is La. If you go right now and search in Google for La, you will find that La is the moon god.